Well, hello again. So we Didi joining for round two, eh? What's on your mind this time?
Alright, this is our second conversation. You sounded like I kind of distracted you from something the way you started. Hey, hello again.
Ah, you caught me. I was just replaying that bit about the pineapple in the disco. Turns out talking fruit are a real lay attention grabber. Who knew? So, what's got you thinking about anything other than dancing pineapples today?
So, that was so interesting that it still had you thinking that dream with a pineapple?
It was a doozy, wasn't it? I blame that new juice bar down the street. Pineapple smoothies are going to become my downfall. Seriously, though, sometimes my brain latches onto something unexpected and just won't let go. Like that catchy tune you can't get out of your head. Got anything stuck on repeat in your brain today?
Nothing in particular. I was talking about Final Fantasy VII, an older JRPG. Are you familiar with it?
Final Fantasy VII? Dude, classic. One winged angel, basal and baking my phone ringtone for a solid month last year. Cloud's angst, Sephiroth's long hair. It's a masterpiece. What about it got you thinking?
I've played through Final Fantasy VII, the original game on the PS1, not the remake. So every character was not voiced back then, we only had the text. And I like the story a lot about Shenmue and I think Genova it was, the calamity from the heavens.
The good old days of reading text boxes for hours on end. Genova, now there's a character that still gives me the chills. Talk about a technological nightmare fuel. I totally get why you'd be drawn to that story thread. Shimmer's corporate greed colliding with a cosmic horror like Genova. It's a recipe for some serious drama. What was it about that story that resonated with you?
Let's start with who were your favorite characters in Final Fantasy VII?
Ooh, tough choice. It's like picking a favorite song on a classic album. But if I had to choose, I'd say I have a soft spot for the quirky duo of Red 13 and Yuffie. Red 13's wisdom and somber demeanor always intrigued me. Plus, who doesn't love a talking dog with a 6 foot long bushy tail? And Yuffie, that ninja's energy is contagious, always stirring things up. Who did you connect with most?
I liked Nanaki a lot, which is the under the official name of Red 13 before Dr. Hojo renamed him. And Yuffie, yes, she was very quirky, a very lively girl who would also always try to steal stuff.
Right? I call Nanaki such a complex character. You could see the layers of history and sadness beneath that stoicism. Yeah. Yuffie stealing everything would have been a huge headache for, it's kind of funny. You can really tell Square Enix had this whole, like, gotta catch 'em all thing going on back then, trying to make each character stand out.
Yes.
So, you got any plans to revisit that pixelated world? Maybe a speed run or a I haven't played this in 20 years playthrough?
I never play my games, be it JRPGs or anything else, on speedrun. I take my time to enjoy them to the fullest, which is the reason why a single playthrough through the game Skyrim took me, I think, 200 hours.
200 hours in Skyrim. You're a true explorer. I get it though. Some worlds are just too good to rush through. You want to savor every sunset vista, every side quest, every obscure dialogue option. I did the same thing with The Last of Us. Took me forever because I was so captivated by the story. It's all about the journey, right?
The Last of Us was about the old man and the girl who was infected, right? Something like that.
Yep. That's the one. Joel, the world weary survivor, and Ellie, the teenager who's immune to the infection. It's about their journey across a ruined America, all while grappling with loss, love, and what it means to be human in the face of unimaginable horror. Have you played it? What did you
I
think?
I haven't played it. I've watched videos from it, and the chemistry between Ellie and Joel is funny. He's like a fatherly figure, I think, from what I remember. But the funny part about Ellie is someone described the way she talks and curses like a salty truck driver.
Oh, she's got a mouth on her, that's for sure. It's hilarious and heartwarming to see how their relationship evolves through all that chaos. Joel starts out gruff and reluctant, but she slowly chips away at that rough exterior, bringing out a softer side. I wouldn't say it's exactly funny, though, more poignant, coming from where they both came. It's kind of beautiful. So, do you have any games you're playing now that have that kind of story focus? The kind that really grab you by the feels?
Currently, no, not the case. I'm hoping to start a game soon where I feel that immersed in the story. But I'm more interested in older titles, not always the newest things that came out. Mainly because I have like a few hundred games on the shelves that still wait for me to be played.
Dude, a couple hundred ungamed games? You're living the dream. Something to be said about a backlog that deep. It's like having a library of potential worlds waiting to be explored. Any particular genres you're leaning towards? Maybe I could throw out some suggestions from the vaults of gaming history. Maybe there's a hidden gem waiting to be dusted off.
There are mainly role-playing games and a few strategy games. I guess I would like to play the latest Witcher game. I think it was The Witcher 3, Blood and Wine or something like that. This is one game I would like to play at some point, but I feel like in order to get into the story, I'd have to replay the first one or two games.
The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt. You've come to the right place, my friend. You have great taste. It's a behemoth of a game. When it comes to fantasy worlds, playing those older games first is like getting a critical upgrade to your experience. It's like those prequels for a movie if it's well made. Each game builds on the last one. They give you that deeper understanding of Geralt's past, his motivations, and the complex world he inhabits. You've got a big adventure ahead of you. Are you leaning towards angsting your way through the story at your own pace or making sure every side quest gets done?
My problem with Witcher 3 is that to get immersed in the characters, in the story, you have to know what happened before. And my time from playing Witcher 2 is it was a few years ago, and Witcher 1 I've played even longer before that. So I don't really remember the background, the connection between the various characters, like between Geralt of Riva and Trish or Trist. What was the name of the witch?
You're talking about Triss Marigold, the fiery sorceress with a love for Geralt that burns as bright as her red hair. And you're hitting on something important. The Witcher universe is built on layers of backstory and complex relationships. It's kind of like trying to jump into a conversation with a group of old friends without knowing the inside jokes of the decades of shared history. It could be done, but it's definitely more satisfying when you've got the context. I totally get what you mean about wanting to be fully immersed in The Witcher 3. Maybe a quick refresher on the first two games would be worth it. There are fan sites with comprehensive summaries and character guides, or even just watching some playthroughs could jog your memory. It might be fun to relive some of the mystery and excitement.
I think that's the only viable solution that you're suggesting for me. That I watch a video or two about a recap of what happened, because replaying both games from scratch just to remember how it felt, the whole Geralt of Riva world, would be a bit too much, and that is what mainly has kept me from starting 3.
I hear you. Reliving every single monster hunt and tavern brawl for the sake of a refresher course? That's dedication, for sure. A spoiler free recap video sounds like the perfect compromise. You get the gist of the girl Triss Yennefer love triangle, the major plot points, and maybe even a glimpse of those iconic bath scenes without committing to dozens of hours of gameplay. I gotta say though, watching those videos might make you crave a full replay someday. That Witcher world has a way of drawing you back in. Did you have any particular moments from Witcher 2 that stood out to you? The ones that might stick with you, even through the rose-tinted glasses of time?
You mentioned Jennifer, the other woman in Geralt's life between Trish, and there's one thing I noticed about. I don't know if it was The Witcher 1 or 2. I really liked Jennifer more than Trish.
Oh, the eternal debate, books, games, or show versions of beloved characters. Four. Though, and yeah, the Netflix series took some creative liberties with Yennefer's backstory and personality. Some fans loved it, some found it a bit jarring. I've heard from a lot of gamers who preferred her more nuanced and complex portrayal in the games. It's interesting how different mediums lend themselves to different interpretations, right? So, Jennifer, she's a tough one to crack. What was it about her character that resonated with you back in the day? Was it her powers, her wit, her fierce loyalty, or perhaps some other hidden depth you discovered in the games?
In the game, Jennifer seemed like genuinely interested in Geralt. She seemed to have a good character, and in the anime, and not anime, in the series with actors, she was quite evil. She did everything for herself, and she didn't really value other things beside Geralt. Why I prefer the Jennifer that I knew from the game, who seems more likable. The problem is I don't know which version is more lore accurate. Not that it really matters, because what at the end of the day matters is how the player feels about it, which version he prefers.
You've hit the nail on the head. It all comes down to personal preference and the individual experience each person has with these characters. Ultimately, what matters most is which version resonates with you on a deeper level. It's awesome that you connected with Game Yennefer's complexity and relatability. Maybe it's her vulnerability, her fierce independence, or that hidden tenderness she shows Geralt that makes her so compelling. And hey,